Everyone's talking about how much power AI data centers eat. Nobody's talking about what's quietly winning because of it: batteries. This year, US grid storage just had its biggest quarter in history, up 32%. And that's with Washington throwing up roadblocks. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they're not just buying servers, they're buying power. And storage is how they keep it on. So today on Tech Verified, the battery boom nobody saw coming, and who's actually cashing in.
In a digital age where data drives decision-making, the infrastructure required to manage and store that data becomes paramount. Grid batteries are getting a significant boost, largely attributed to the expansion of data centers across the United States. With tech giants like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft expanding their server farms, the demand for energy, and consequently, energy storage, has skyrocketed. In fact, the first quarter of this year saw a record surge in the US market for grid-scale battery storage, revealing a promising trend for the industry. Let's begin by examining the numbers. According to a report by Wood Mackenzie, the U.S. energy storage market achieved over 3,518 megawatt-hours in new installations during Q1 of this year. That's a 243% increase compared to the same period last year. This remarkable growth is primarily fueled by large-scale data centers that require enormous amounts of power to keep their operations running smoothly. In the past, these data centers relied heavily on traditional energy sources, but there is now a notable shift towards more sustainable energy solutions. Why, you ask? Data centers are notorious for their massive energy consumption. Consider this: an average data center consumes roughly the same amount of electricity as 50,000 homes. Google's data centers alone used about 15.5 terawatt-hours of electricity in 2020. For perspective, that's roughly equivalent to the power consumption of San Francisco. Therefore, integrating renewable energy sources like grid-scale batteries becomes not just beneficial, but essential. Companies are stepping up their game. Tesla, for example, has been at the forefront of battery technology with its Megapack systems, which are specifically designed for large-scale battery storage. Tesla's Megapacks have been deployed in several projects, including a massive installation in Monterey, California, where they provide 182.5 megawatt-hours of storage to support the electric grid. This deployment is part of a broader strategy to increase grid reliability and reduce dependency on fossil fuels. Actually, scratch that, Tesla's real impact is seen in its drive to make these batteries more affordable, which has led to increased adoption by data centers looking to minimize costs and environmental impact. The benefits of grid-scale batteries extend beyond just supporting data centers. They help in balancing electricity loads and mitigating the risk of outages, which are becoming more frequent due to the overstressed power grid. In February 2021, Texas experienced a massive grid failure, leaving millions without power during a severe winter storm. That incident highlighted the vulnerability of the current grid infrastructure and the urgent need for reliable energy storage solutions. By investing in grid batteries, the power grid can better manage peak loads and ensure a stable supply of electricity. Now, let's talk about the financial aspect. The cost of battery storage has been decreasing steadily. According to Bloomberg NEF, lithium-ion battery pack prices have fallen from around $1,200 per kilowatt-hour in 2010 to just $132 per kilowatt-hour in 2021. This significant reduction in cost has made battery storage solutions more accessible to companies and utilities alike. Google's investment in renewable energy and battery storage is part of its broader strategy to operate its facilities entirely on carbon-free energy by 2030. This is not just an environmental statement, it's an economic one. As the costs of fossil fuels remain volatile, predictable and sustainable energy costs become a strategic advantage. In addition, companies like Facebook have also joined this movement. In 2022, Facebook announced its commitment to transitioning its data centers to run entirely on renewable energy, which includes significant investments in battery storage. In Oregon, Facebook's Prineville data center has started utilizing grid-scale batteries to enhance its energy efficiency and reduce its carbon footprint. The implementation of batteries at such sites helps maintain a stable energy supply, thereby avoiding expensive downtime that could impact service delivery. With federal policy headwinds, such as shifting tax incentives and regulatory changes, some might expect these challenges to stifle growth in the sector. However, the private sector's commitment has counterbalanced these issues. Companies see the long-term value in investing in green technologies, not just for compliance or public image, but because these technologies offer resilience and cost savings. For instance, the Inflation Reduction Act passed in 2022 has offered tax credits for battery storage projects, further incentivizing companies to invest in this technology. The demand for grid batteries is not expected to wane anytime soon. As the digital economy continues to expand, the infrastructure required to support this growth will need to scale accordingly. In the next part, we'll delve into specific examples of how data centers are integrating grid batteries and the technological innovations driving these developments. We'll also discuss how these changes are impacting energy policy and what that means for the future of the power grid. Continuing with the exploration of grid batteries and data centers, let's focus on some specific examples that highlight the integration of these technologies. Microsoft, for instance, has been a pioneer in embracing clean energy, and its data centers have been increasingly utilizing grid battery storage to reduce reliance on diesel generators. In 2020, Microsoft announced a $1 billion climate innovation fund with a goal to become carbon negative by 2030. Part of this initiative includes investments in energy storage solutions that stabilize their data center operations and reduce carbon emissions. Their data center in San Antonio, Texas, is a model of sustainability, utilizing wind and solar energy in conjunction with advanced battery storage systems to ensure a continuous energy supply. Amazon Web Services, AWS, is not far behind. As the largest cloud provider, AWS energy demands are immense. In a 2021 report, AWS announced that it had reached 65% renewable energy usage across its infrastructure, with a target of reaching 100% by 2025. To achieve this, they are investing heavily in solar and wind projects, complemented by grid-scale battery installations. These batteries serve as both backup power sources and load balancers, ensuring that AWS can maintain uninterrupted service even as demand fluctuates. The installation of a massive battery project in Northern Virginia is a testament to their commitment, supporting one of their largest data hubs with an innovative energy solution. Technologically, the advancements in battery storage are nothing short of impressive. Take the example of Form Energy, a startup focused on developing iron-air batteries capable of providing multi-day storage at a fraction of the cost of lithium-ion. Their technology, though still in development stages, has the potential to drastically change how energy is stored and distributed. Imagine a world where power stored today can be used reliably several days later, all at a lower cost. Form Energy's ambitions could redefine grid-scale storage, providing an energy reservoir that stabilizes the grid during peaks and valleys of consumption. Their pilot project in Minnesota is already showing promising results, potentially setting a new standard for energy storage. Another noteworthy player is LG Chem, whose lithium-ion batteries are used globally. In 2022, LG Chem supplied batteries for a project in Nevada, where the state is ramping up its renewable energy capacity. The Silver State's initiative aims to use grid batteries not just for energy stability, but also as a method to circumvent federal policy hurdles. Nevada plans to bypass some regulatory constraints by demonstrating that battery storage can effectively replace traditional power plants, thus making a case for the adoption of more progressive energy policies. The state's roadmap includes a transition to 50% renewable energy by 2030, with battery storage playing a crucial role. The geopolitical implications of these developments are equally significant. As the United States pushes towards energy independence, grid-scale battery storage plays a critical role. These systems reduce the reliance on foreign oil and gas, making the energy landscape more domestically secure. Moreover, with international competition in the tech industry, the U.S.'s capacity to maintain stable and sustainable energy for data centers becomes a competitive advantage. As countries compete for technological supremacy, having a robust and resilient energy infrastructure is essential. It's also essential to consider how this trend influences the regulatory environment. California, for example, has been a leader in setting aggressive renewable energy standards. With their mandate to achieve 100% clean electricity by 2045, the state's policies encourage the adoption of battery storage to meet this ambitious goal. By contrast, states with less stringent regulations might lag in adoption, potentially creating a patchwork of energy policies across the nation. This disparity could lead to challenges in standardizing energy infrastructure across the U.S., prompting discussions on federal regulations to ensure a cohesive national energy strategy. In Europe, similar initiatives are underway. For example, in 2023, Germany announced a $10 billion investment in renewable energy projects, including significant allocations for battery storage solutions. This move not only aligns with their goals to phase out coal by 2038 but also strengthens their energy security amid geopolitical tensions. The country's Energiewende policy aims to transition the national energy supply to renewables, with grid batteries acting as a pivotal component of this strategy. So, what does this mean for the future of the grid? As grid battery technology becomes more advanced and accessible, we can expect a more resilient and adaptable power grid. Utilities will be able to store excess energy during low-demand periods and release it during high-demand peaks, smoothing out fluctuations and reducing the risk of blackouts. This stability is crucial as the country transitions to more renewable energy sources, which by nature can be intermittent. The ongoing shift towards a smart grid, integrating real-time data analytics and advanced storage solutions, is laying the groundwork for a more efficient and responsive energy system. In conclusion, the surge in grid battery storage, driven by the power demands of burgeoning data centers, marks a pivotal shift in how we think about energy infrastructure. It's a signal that sustainable solutions are not merely theoretical but are being implemented at a scale that can meet the increasing demands of our digital society. If you're keen on staying informed about how technology is reshaping our world, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses like this. And if this topic energized you, consider reaching out to your local representative about supporting sustainable energy policies. Every small step counts toward a more sustainable future.